Hello, my Sparries. It's Keisha Simsima, and I'm here to do a story time in regards to my identity theft. Someone stole my ID, and I just want to let you guys know a little bit of things that I've been going throughout these probably 18 years. Not probably, it is 18 years. So if you want to hear my story in regards to identity theft, please stay. Okay guys, so how it started is I ran away from home at the age of, how old was I? I believe I was about 20. I ran away from home. My parents was a little bit strict, and I wanted to have a little bit more fun, and it was all about going to church and stuff like that. So I ran away. I ran away, and I was staying with a friend at a friend's house, and staying there, one of my ex got in touch with me, and not ex, someone that I was dating a long time ago, so we have a long distance relationship. So he got in touch with me, and he wanted for me to move in with him, since as I was staying at a friend's house, and I figured it's best for me to move in with him anyway. So he paid my ticket, and I went to Calgary, Alberta, and I was living there with him for quite a while. We were having some problem because there was a lot of cheating and stuff like that, but I don't want to get into that. That's another story of itself. So I met a lady. I'm not going to say her name, and honestly right now I feel like I want to say her name and tag her to this video. So I met this lady, and she was dating some guy that owned a club, and they approached me. They wanted for me to marry his son and file for him to come up to Canada, and I told him I do not do those stuff. I don't do those stuff. From marriage, I take marriage seriously, and whatever oath I'm gonna take in front of God, it should be serious. She was like, what if you do like him and whatever. You don't choose for me, you don't arrange marriage for me. I choose to marry whoever I want to marry, so I'm not interested. Anyways, I was being watched because at the time I didn't have any ID, and my main ID was my passport, and so I used my passport as one of my entry into clubs. So this lady, now she's an older lady, and I don't know, for some reason I've been hanging out with a lot of older person, and I feel like hanging out with mature people is much more better, works more better for me. And so I hung out with her, and I always go to the club with her. At the time, I was legally to go to the club, but she drive, I didn't drive and stuff like that. So we went out to the club together, and a few times I used my passport as my ID for entry into the club, and I believe that she watches me and noticed that's what I've been using. And anyhow, I forgot my bag in her car. You know what? I don't think she was watching me. It was my mistake. And I told her that I forgot my bag in her car. If she could put it up for me, called her, said, I forgot my bag in your car. Can you please put it up for me? I have my passport in it, and that's the only ID that I have. Who told me to say that? Red flag. So what they did, because I said no about marrying this guy's son to take him up into Canada, they offer me money, and I refuse because I don't believe in those stuff. I'm not gonna do things illegally just for cash or whatever. I don't care what situation I'm going through. I know that there is a God, and honestly, if I've proven God too much for me to do illegal stuff just to get money or just to survive. So what happened now is, every time I called her, where's my bag? I went to her house to get my bag. I got the bag without the ID. Where's my ID? Where's my passport? It's not in my bag. Oh, I don't know. My husband took out the bag. He was the one that took it out. I don't know if he accidentally took out your passport, or if your passport fell out, or whatever. And I get all these rigmaroses for about 6 months straight. I didn't have any ID. I didn't know what to do. So now I have to report it. So I reported that I lost my passport to the immigration, and immigration started to look into it. Were they really looking into it? Probably. So anyhow, I was at one of my friend's house that I was staying at the time. I just had my son and I was struggling a little bit. So I was staying at my friend's house, and she called me and she said, Keisha, there's someone at the door to you. I opened the door. I saw police. I looked through the window. They're like police. I guess they're immigration officers. At the time, I didn't understand. So there was police surrounded the entire house. They came in. They asked me, "What's your name?" Blah 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 blah. Luckily, I'm a person that save everything. I'm an order. Yes, people call me an order, but sometimes I believe it works for me before, and even now I still order some certain stuff, like old stuff, old information, old paperwork and stuff like that. So when they came, they were asking me a bunch of questions. What school do I go to? I told them what school I went to. So I had some of my paperwork from school and stuff, and reports, and I believe I had my transcript from school. So I showed it to the cop, and they were like, okay, they told me they met the person, that they met someone that was using my passport for entry into Canada, and that person, they spoke to the person first before they talked to me, and then after they came and speak with me, they realized, okay, that I am the real Keisha Smith. That's because yeah, I do have my Jamaican accent, but that person is even more like Jamaican, doesn't know how to talk English properly. I know to talk a little bit better, and I have a few Canadian slang, but yeah, so the immigration they came with the intention of locking me up, putting handcuff on me, and like blah 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 blah. But I guess how they approached me and my reaction to how they approached me, they realized that that could never be the person that's illegal into the country. And so I went down to the immigration office, and when they showed me my passport, I couldn't believe. My neighbor is watching me and looking at me right now, and I'm looking like a fool talking to the camera, and he's taking his slow time looking at me. But anyways, let's get back into my story time. He's still staring at me. Oh my gosh, I hope I don't look stupid, and I hope he doesn't hear me. But anyways, let's get back into my story time. So when I saw my passport, guys, oh my gosh, you could never believe that it was my picture. I don't know how they do it, but these Jamaican people are like, wow, they are like great. They are good. They removed my picture out of it. They put the girl picture, and the thing is, this girl, I saw a recent picture of her at the time, and I feel like this girl know me. She hang out. She probably like seen me around. She had her hair. I had my hair cut into like cut off completely. Like I believe Eve was the one that started that time. You know, when you cut your hair really short and then you dye it blonde. So I had it like that, and her hair was cut the same way, dyed blonde, and she probably does everything. I don't know, she was living my life. Basically, she was living my entire life. She probably goes to the places that I've been to, but probably stay far. I have no idea. And after the immigration started to tell me stories that my aunt gave her, that when they spoke to the girl in regards to she's the wrong person and how she came about getting my information, this girl told them that my aunt was the one, this lady that I've been hanging out with, was the one that gave her my passport, that did everything. And basically it sounded as if I was a part of it. And I'm like, hell no. I'm like telling the immigration believe I wasn't a part of it, because they're like, obviously if you were a part of it, you wouldn't have report your passport stolen or missing. So that's the part that kind of held everything, like make me kind of safe. So yeah, so she told them, I'm like, I don't have a hand here. I run away from home. I came here and I have no family here. This girl take disadvantage of me because she know that I have no family. She just took my passport, and even today it's affecting me. Like driving down on the street, I get stopped because when they run my plate, I got stopped that I am illegal into the country. I have to be walking with a letter that I got from immigration to show that I am the right person. um and it's like a pain. I've been here since I came to Canada since 94. I went back and visit Jamaica in 97, and I haven't gone back since then because I'm so scared that I might go back to Jamaica and not be able to come back to Canada. And I know it's hard, it's tough living out there because I do have family out there that is struggling. So I don't want that to happen to me. So one moment, someone is driving into my driveway. Yes, guys. So I haven't seen my biological mom since 1997, and I missed her so much. And because she lives in Jamaica, we try to get her up here, and she haven't gotten through. She has gone to the state, but I am honestly so scared to get out of Canada and not be able to come back. I don't want to take the chance to go to the state. It's like crazy. I have to be walking around with this letter. Like I can, but because I have this letter that I have to be walking around with. But I don't like embarrassment. I don't want the embarrassment of someone has to pull me one side, put on cuff on me, which happened to me already. But I'll tell you guys that story. That's a total different story. Yeah, so I don't want that to happen to me, especially around my kids, and I just don't want that to happen. So protect your identity. Do not trust anyone around you. People will do so much thing. My name was like messed up with Equifax. They took out. She actually got that person was living in Jamaica, used my passport as entry into Canada. She married the guy that they asked me to marry, and she married this person in my name. So technically, I am married illegally, but I guess I was married to this person that I don't know. So she married to this person, and she brought him up into Canada. I guess they got a place in my name. They took all credit cards, furnitures, everything was my name, was my information, name, and everything was being abused. It took me quite a while. I had to call Equifax. Luckily, they were able to wipe everything off my name. And I went to go get my license because, as I said, I didn't have my license. I went to go get my license, and guess what? When I went to get my license, the immigration gave me an ID, something temporary, so I could get my license. So I actually have an ID. And when I went to go get it, what happened was they told me I already have my license. No, I don't. So I had to go back to the immigration. They had to call the license registration place, and boy, I went through a lot. That person they didn't wait for anything. They were just doing everything just went through so fast. And that's one of the things that they looked at, because all these years I have been in Canada. At the time I was here, how long was I here for? I was here for about 5 years. And at the time I was in Canada for 5 years, and they were thinking within the 5 year span there was just so much stuff that was done within 6 months. And that's how they realized that this couldn't be the right person, because she's been here for so long, and why would she be doing so much things within 6 months? And so my name was all messed up. And I guess I learned, because right now I'm like, I wish I didn't run away for some reason. I wish I didn't trust people as much. And even now, people said to me, Keisha, you trust people too much. But it's just in me. It's just a part of me to just be trustworthy, to be helpful, and stuff like that. And I lay my things all around the places. Like, you'll see my kid's passport, birth certificate, like in my bag somewhere. So I have to be like trying to get on top of like hiding these stuff, because what happened to me, I would never want it to happen to them. And it's crazy. The only thing really, honestly, that bothers me is because my mom, she's like 76. My biological mom, she's 76, and I haven't seen my mom in such a long time. I've been here in Canada total December past. I've been here probably, I believe it's for 21 years, and I haven't seen my mother in 19 years, and it's killing me. And this person is on my Facebook page. She became friends with me on my Facebook page, and her daughter became, I'm sure her daughter doesn't remember me. Sometimes I wonder if it's her conscience that's been bothering her. But you know, like I just didn't want it to be her friend, but I didn't want it to I didn't want it to feel like a bitch or anything, not accepting her friendship, because honestly they were going to throw her in jail. They were at the time. I could have charged her. They asked me if I wanted to charge her, and I told them no. At the time, her daughter, she just had a child, and her daughter was probably 3 year old, and I said no, I would not want for her child to grow up not knowing her mother or visiting her mother in jail. So I said no. And I don't know if because of that, she befriended me on Facebook, and but every time I see her post stuff, every time I see her picture and stuff like that, it makes my inside boil, because I'm not able to see my mother. Like, I'm not able to see my biological mom, and I can't do a lot. And even looking for jobs, I have problem looking for jobs, because in my field, most of the things that I do within my field requires a criminal background check, and I have to walk around with this letter to prove to them that I am the right person. And most of the time, going to interviews and stuff like that, some company wants to do the criminal check for themselves. I've gotten turned down from job, like lots of good jobs, because of when they do the criminal check, it came up that this person is in Canada illegally, or this person have done illegal stuff. And so what I've been trying to do now, or what I've done before, is ahead of time, get a criminal record check by going to the police station, bring in the ID that was provided to me by the immigration. And then when I get that record, if I go to an interview and they let me know that, I just let them know, okay, I've gotten it done like 2 weeks ago, here's a copy, and they will take a copy, and so I'll be able to get it. It happened before, so that's what I'm gonna have to go do going forward. I was trying to fight a lot. I had a journal that I was keeping with different stuff, being pulled over by police, being uncuffed by police, being like, oh gosh, I've gone through so much stuff, losing my ID and being mistaken for the person that stole my ID. So that's it for my story. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll just beg you guys to be careful of whoever you have that come around you. It could be your credit card that is stolen and misused. People can steal your credit card and misuse. If you're planning on buying a house in the future, and all of these things that there was ran up in your name, you probably even know. Stay on top of your stuff. Make sure you do your credit check to make sure that there was nothing that you have illegal stuff, or stuff that you didn't, like unauthorized things that's on your credit. Make sure you also do a criminal record check to just make sure that no one has been using your IDs and getting themselves into trouble, and then it's coming right back at you. So that's my story for today, and I thank you guys for tuning in with me. Thank you for being a part of my channel, and if you're new to my channel, please go ahead and subscribe. And I hope you guys have a great day, a great week, and a great month. Thank you.